Hi everybody.
Hi.
Scott and Shael here, and we are going to drink a tea that we produced, one of our early productions, produced in 2010, and this is the Wu Liang, the Wu Liang Shan. This is a spring production from 2010, and I believe it was the second Wu Liang that we produced. We produced one also in 2009.
Yeah.
The Ailao Juese. This is the 2010, which is a little bit different than the 2009, but it's also really, really nice. And we're gonna, get down to it. Ailao has been kind of one of our favorite tea areas. It's always been kind of more traditionally been a little bit less expensive as well, but also high altitude tea.
Do we talk about the Ailao or Wu Liang?
Yeah, Wu Liang, sorry. Ailao as well. Ailao and Wu Liang actually are in Jingdong County, which is the very northern part of Simao, which is near like Nanjing. Although I think Nanjing is technically in Dali. Yeah. It's right where the Dali prefecture meets the northern part of Lincang and the northern part of Simao, and that's all Wu Liang Shan, Ailao Shan is kind of near in that area. But Wu Liang Shan is high altitude tea, over 2,000 meters, and I consider most of it, from what I've seen, to be zhong. So it's a mixed type of variety. It's not a pure Samaka varietal. I don't know whether it was naturally adapted to the higher altitude environment, or whether it was something that was intentionally a hybrid of a Samaka and a smaller leaf varietal, just a pure sinensis varietal. Whether that was intentionally, I don't know whether that was intentionally cultivated in Wu Liang Shan and Ailao Shan in those areas, because of high altitude and the very, very cold temperatures that it can experience during the winter time.
It's a very beautiful place.
Yeah, very beautiful. But anyways, because of that high altitude environment, it's not like a above the timberline or anything like that. It's it's still relatively far south in terms of latitude. But for Yunnan, it's definitely one of the colder places. So the tea has a very unique flavor because of that, flavor and aroma. And a lot of people really like it because it has almost a oolong, but kind of floral character, a little like creamy. It's a little less heavy.
Also, people grown some oolong varietal tea there.
That's true. Yeah, we do also offer a Wu Liang oolong tea grown. I believe it's Qingxin oolong that's been growing there for 20 years or something now, and that's very good as well. An excellent environment for oolongs as well. And although the varietals are the same and the processing is pretty similar to what would happen in Taiwan, the tea has a kind of a unique character to it as well, which is, due to the region and the soil and the altitude. But I think 2,200 meters or 2,300 meters, where a lot of these teas are grown. I mean, that's pretty much as high as Fushou in Taiwan, maybe even higher. Pretty heavy. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to start it.
So we're going to get to it. How many grams did you put in here?
7.
7? Okay.
I try not to put too much.
Yeah.
That's
about right.
Yeah, I always like, maybe I can put a little bit more. Then it's, some of the teas just get like much stronger.
Yeah.
This I think will be okay.
I'm going to check and make sure the camera's okay. Yep.
So actually the one we made in 2009 is a Wu Liang Shan, 对不对?
Oh, I'm confused. Yeah, I'm confused. Yeah,
you was talking about the eyelaw juice.
Yeah. Wu Liang Shan. What was it called? Wu Liang Lanxiang, I think it was.
Wu Liang Lanxiang.
Yeah, it was called Wu Liang Lanxiang. Not 2009. It's got kind of a. It looks like our 2009 productions. It's got similar look, but it's a blue kind of around the outside. It's like blue and white. That's an excellent tea. That is an excellent tea, and but it sold out a long time ago.
Sorry, I mixed with the Bulan Shan.
Oh, Bulan Shan. Yeah, that was a 2009 production as well, but I think from 2006 autumn Bulang tea that we pressed in 2009.
Yeah.
And that's sold out quite a long time ago as well. But I think we produced quite a bit more of this. At the time, we weren't producing that much. Although the tea at that time, 2009, was pretty nice. Like the prices of tea were reasonable after the 2007 bust. It was a really good opportunity. It was a good time for me to get into making tea. Because we
don't have much money.
But we didn't have much money. Yeah, it was a big deal. So like pressing 150 kilos of this tea, even as was not super expensive tea, but definitely was a significant investment. So a lot of the teas at that time we produced less of. This one we had an opportunity to get a bit more, and we did. So that's one of the reasons why we still have it.
Yeah. 沉香烫.
Yeah. But actually, I haven't had this tea for quite a while.
Smell this. It's like very nice aroma.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, wow, whiskey. Whiskey. It's not whiskey.
Whiskey without the burn?
Yeah.
Without burning your nostrils.
It's very, very good. I really like aged raw Pu-erh aroma.
Yeah. This is very sweet.
不烫吗？
有点太烫。
喝这么快。Look, the tea soup. It's definitely, darker.
Yeah. Well, you figure this tea is just over 9 years old now.
Yeah, wow.
Hard to believe, almost 9.5 years old.
When you say 2010, maybe you don't feel like it's very old.
Yeah.
But, it's 9 years.
Well, it is, but it isn't. I mean, 9 years, 9.5 years is quite a while, but
wow.
It also isn't. It's all relative, I suppose. The fact that we've had this tea sitting in our warehouse for that long, and we've moved it a couple of times probably. We've moved warehouses. It definitely, when you think about it, I mean, and that's why people think, well, why do you raise prices on the tea? And it's, it's like we have to keep this tea safe for like 10 years and keep it, stored well. And we've had to move warehouses because landlords, want to raise the rents, or they want to sell the place, and then of course the tea also tastes, it's
let's
a lot
talk
more
about
complex.
this tea. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this taste surprised me.
Yeah,
it's 很舒服. It feels so good.
Yeah, it's really sweet and thick, and it's got that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, it just surprised me. Like, very good. You can't find any, bad feelings.
Yeah. I remember when this tea was younger, it was a little bit rough. There was some rough edges to it. It wasn't the tippiest pluck. So like it wasn't like 丫头不是特别多. It wasn't a particular tippy pluck. And it had a little bit of a kind of a grassy, like dried grass kind of character to it, which I didn't think was unpleasant, but it was very much, when it was young, it was definitely one of those teas. It was like, oh, okay, this is okay, this is good, you know. But you know, and that's the thing, is really placing your trust in the tea and having patience to kind of see it through. And this is, of course, you know, pretty much entirely dry storage tea.
Yes.
This and in this cake, and our stock and this cake will be very, very similar.
It's really good.
This is probably actually drier stored than our Kunming stock, just because it's been kind of in our living space in Oregon and here, and it's generally quite a bit. It's drier than it would be in Kunming, at least in our house.
Wow. The mouth feeling is very good.
Yeah.
It's very sweet.
Yeah, it's got this kind of like spice to it too, you know.
甘甜.
Yeah. A dry sweetness, but just kind of just hangs out.
So good. Yeah, definitely the age helped a lot.
你跑了多久? 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
怎么了?
No, I just want to know. I like to when I'm.
这个是第3泡吗?
Yeah, this is our third. Yeah, I know. I wasn't paying attention.
I did. Wow, this tea is.
Yeah, nice dark.
Yeah, it's very dark.
Yeah, nice dark leaf.
You guys probably can't see it. 小心烫，我放下来。The silver is very hot.
I know it's gonna focus on my face. Ooh, that is hot.
Wow. It's very sweet.
Yeah.
It's been forever to have this tea. I don't remember when it's last time.
It's really good. Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot better than it was, you know, just in terms of complexity. And, you know, teas in their, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7 years range too often kind of feel a little bit awkward because you know, I feel like this one has kind of reached this like plateau of like very nice semi-aged tea, you know, and I think, you know, obviously it'll continue to age in 20 years or 25 years, so it'll just be, I think, just fantastic, you know.
You know what reminded me? So the 2009 we call the Wu Liang Lincang.
Yeah.
This does have kind of Lincang.
Orchid aroma. Lincang is orchid aroma. Yeah.
You know, it's amazing.
Yeah, and the aroma's really good too. Sweet. Yeah, it's very satisfying to you know, see the tea at this stage too, you know. I mean, after all these years, you know, and it's pretty incredible. I mean, to think about that, we've been pressing teas now for more than 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, wow, it's been going by pretty fast.
Yeah. You know, he always like keep some of the tea, like before we sold out, he want to keep some one tone, you know, for the future. And I think, oh my gosh, if every kind of tea we save one tone.
Well, it's not just for us, it's for, you know, there's some possibility in the future that we'll have some, you know, tea pagoda library type thing. We were thinking about that, you know, and to be able to have those teas and share them, you know. Obviously we couldn't drink one tong of everything ourselves, but you know, to have those, because I mean that's the thing is, so this one is 150 kilos, so it's a little bit more, and but I mean there's a lot of teas that we have that, you know, we've made this much or more of and they've sold out. And so they will, and I mean, when you think about it in terms of like how rare they are, they really are. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like the number of tea cakes that we produce is really very, very small, you know. So
Yeah.
my advice to people is always, you know, if you really like a tea, get the amount that you're comfortable with and hold on to it. And of course, you know, if you'd bought this tea in 2010, it would have been a lot cheaper. So you would have done pretty well, you know, by buying this tea and holding on to it. And again, we're drinking this tea, you know, dry stored. Kunming is dry storage. It's not too hard to simulate that. If you have a little bit of time and energy, you can come up with solutions. We store on such a large scale that, you know, we don't really have any kind of humidity controls or anything.
Yeah.
We have a first floor warehouse that we do during the rainy season in Kunming, which is the summertime. We control the humidity to make sure to keep it below 65, keep it, you know, around. We try to keep it right around 65.
Yeah, actually it's around the 60, like sometimes it's 62.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty safe.
We could actually let it get up a little bit higher, but the problem with that is if it rains heavily, then that could spike up, because you have to think of humidity too in terms of, like, there's humidity in the air and there's humidity building up, like in the environment, in the building, in the tea cakes, and you know, it takes longer for those to get the humidity, and I think it takes, you know, obviously it changes slower. The actual humidity of, like, the tea cake changes a lot slower than the air.
Yeah. Well, we only need, you know, use that July.
Couple months.
Yeah, July and August.
Yeah.
That's easy. You know.
That's the rainy season.
Yeah.
So.
Should I warm up the water?
Yeah. Go ahead. It's very nice. This is a very.
You know, it's very 很柔和，比较
soft. Yeah.
soft, but it's 茶气还是挺足的。
Yeah. It's very warming. I feel it, like, right in here. It's got a nice silkiness too in the mouth. Like, it's nice because a lot of the younger teas, they have this more aggressive mouthfeel, you know, and you're just like, you're feeling it. But this one's, like, just super smooth and silky and sweet.
Yeah.
And it's not at all overpowering.
杯底香 is very nice.
Yeah. And again, this is a classic Wu Liang tea, really. This is one village, a couple of different families.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is kind of what you can expect, too. And similar to our current Wu Liang offerings, which we did in Wu Liang this year as well.
Yeah.
This is excellent. Those have been popular teas. And that's also, I think the new one that we're selling is quite, you know, I think it's around just over 10 cents a gram. You know, so I think it's $44 for 400 grams. Excuse me.
This is really surprised me. The time is really
nice
magic.
golden kind of golden orange tea soup as well on this one.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to this. I'm definitely gonna hold on to some, and a couple of tongs, because these are smaller. This is a 250 gram cake.
Yeah.
And those silver teapots are hot. People keep asking me, well, why don't you sell silver gaiwans? And I'm like, because I don't want, because you can't, like, pure silver. I'm not talking about, like, the ceramic or porcelain with silver in it. I'm talking about, people are asking me for pure silver gaiwans. Just like,
maybe it's good for cold brewing.
Yeah, I mean, you could have one like like what we call easy gaiwan, where you have, like, maybe some wrapped things on the edge where you could do that. But I mean, there's no way
you can't hold on a
pure silver gaiwan and do no way.
That's all burned.
Yeah, I can't.
Super hot.
So that's why we don't have them.
Yes.
Do they even make them?
Yes. Looks nice, but I don't think.
I don't know how you use it. I guess you could just get a oven mitt or some kind of heat gloves, and it would be silly. That would be very silly.
Will it look weird? Wow.
Very enjoyable.
Yes. Still.
Just enough complexity, I think, to really you know, to kind of grab your attention, but not. It's definitely not an aggressive tea. I don't think it it never was an aggressive tea, but it's far from boring. It's very lively in the mouth, very thick. It's got a little bit of a bite. It's got a little, you know, it's got that vegetal, bitter astringency a little bit going on there that I've noticed is building up.
Yeah, it's very soft tea, but have a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
It's definitely, like you said, it's not aggressive. It's not like, you know.
No, it never was an aggressive tea. Yeah. And I kind of remember that this one was a little bit less aggressive than the 2009. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember it without doing this side by side. And now it would be so. I would like to drink the 2009 again. I wish we still had some, but that sold out that sold out like 5 years ago or more. Yeah.
Do you remember how much we made 2009?
I don't remember.
Probably not much.
Not as much, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think really, like you said, if you have some tea you really like, you should definitely, you know, buy some.
Yeah.
To store Jingdong.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I remember about this tea cake. There's definitely a bit of, I think this one they didn't really pluck out the huangpian, the mature leaves. They did, but they left a few more than I would have liked at the time. But I think, and that's why it had that more grassy, dried grass kind of taste to it. But I think if anything now with the age, some of those more mature leaves actually add to the depth and the complexity of it. So, you know,
actually, I really like the huangpian.
Yeah.
Maybe we should not, you know, doing some tea without pick out the huangpian.
Well, I think picking out some of the big ones is good, but maybe not necessarily it's super. Not have it be super tippy, because Pu-erh isn't meant to be really tippy either.
I remember which tea we didn't pick out the huangpian. It's a 2018 Jingmai. 是不是?
I don't remember.
Oh.
Sorry.
I really like you know, the tea with some huangpian in.
Yeah. Well, and that's our spring morning cake.
Oh, that is good.
The 2019, that's pressed from 2018 huangpian mature leaves, and it's really, really good. It's really, really affordable. It's very nice. It's not funky or weird at all. It's a different thing, but it's a good thing. But again, I wouldn't say this has a ton of huangpian, but maybe it's a little bit more than average.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, that's probably about it. We're going to keep drinking this. This definitely, if we push it a little bit, we can get some more steeps out of it. This is a tea that, obviously we're impressed. We recommend it. 250 grams, 2010 Yunnan sourcing Wu Liang Shan.
Yeah.
Or Wu Liang Mountain. Check it out. We'll link to it below, and if you're at all interested, pick up a sample and see if you like it.
Yeah, and we don't have much left.
Yeah, so, we've definitely sold more than 2/3 of it.
Yeah, more than.
So yeah, definitely check it out. It's a good opportunity to get in on this one. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.